welcome to my modern homestead. I'm Janet, for those of you who are new here. For those who are regulars, welcome back. I'm glad to have you. Today, I have a special treat. We're doing peaches. If you've been around, you know I've been working on peaches a while, but today has been a busy day. We actually are working on making yogurt. You'll see that in the next video, but today I want to do this one. I found a recipe that it was called Vanilla Bourbon Peach Jam. Got to looking at it, I was like, how can I make this recipe mine? Today I'm going to attempt it, and you're going to come along if you would like. The first thing I need to do is peel these 6 pounds of peaches, and I'm going to chop them up into chunks, and then I'll show you the rest. We'll be back. Ooh, guys, we finally got down to the last, peach. Those are the last slices. Big mess, but it'll clean up. What I'm going to do is drain the peaches because they are in this cold water with Fruit Fresh to keep them nice and bright. This is so messy, but it's worth it. Let's drain. We have the peaches all drained. Y'all, these are so good. We used the July prints that we picked up the other day. It's in the last, is it the last video? So we're just going to put these in the pan. If you missed it, this is 6 pounds of peaches. The recipe said to chop them. I'm not going to chop them. I am going to put the lime juice in. And this is 4 cups of sugar. This is going to be a lot of jam. I hope it doesn't overflow. Now, we are going to take the immersion blender and chop these sweet little peaches up. Guys, this does not have to be completely smooth. It is jam, so that's perfectly fine. I don't mind some chunks. I just don't want a lot of great big chunks. Just stirring through, chopping up any really big ones. I love this thing. All right, I think that is good enough, you guys. So now, let me tell you what other ingredients I will put in it. Let me move this so we don't make a mess. All right, now I'm going to heat this over a medium-high heat, and I have vanilla beans. I'm going to slice up 1 or 2 and just chop them into 1 or 2 inch, just 1 inch pieces, and drop them down in here to give it a little extra vanilla boost. So good. And then we're going to bring this to a boil. I want to make sure I get these directions right. As many times as I've made jam and jelly, you would think I could get it right. Bring it to a boil. Keep stirring because you don't want it to scorch. Boil it for 1 minute, and then we're going to add a box of low or no sugar pectin to this, and then we'll bring it back up to a boil and boil for exactly 1 minute. And when we pull that off, I'm going to add spiced rum to this. And we're only going to use 6 tablespoons. I know some people are like, spiced rum, It won't be much different than adding flavoring, guys. I think this is supposed to make 12 half pints. So 6 tablespoons in that is not a lot, I promise you. And then we're going to add a couple of extracts, just a little vanilla and a little almond extract. I'm telling you all this now because once this gets going, it's a fast process and I can't stop in the middle of it. You'll see why in just a minute if you're not familiar with making jam. So, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, you guys, I'm a little worried. I'm a little scared. I was looking at the directions of my pectin, and this amount of peaches and sugar is way off for the directions on my pectin. First off, I'm scared it won't set. That happens, we'll have syrup. But I'm really scared this is going to overflow. So I don't know what to say. We're just going to see what happens. This says to cook it, bring it up to a boil and cook it for a minute. I'm really tempted to go a little bit longer. I did go ahead and open a second box of pectin because this is a half measure more than what my pectin calls for. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. This video might not even make it to YouTube. Okay, you guys, I just was totally not comfortable with that smaller pot. I just happened to remember I bought this pot not too long ago. How do you forget something like that? So anyway, I poured the peaches and sugar into here, and I was still not comfortable with the sugar and pectin measurements for this amount of peaches, so I'm making a judgment call here. We are going to cook this for just a few minutes. It says to boil it for 1 minute. I'm going to boil for at least 2, if not 4 minutes. Because I looked it up, I was pretty sure you can make peach jam without pectin, but it requires bringing it up to the right temperature and cooking it long enough. So I think if we cook this a little longer and then put the pectin in it, maybe we'll have better luck. Here we go, we'll see. Okay, can you see this, you guys? See the bubbles? We are at boiling, but this is not a rolling boil. We will be at a rolling boil when I stir and the bubbles do not go away. Almost there, but not quite. All right. We are right at a rolling boil. I'm going to set the timer for 4 minutes. I'm just going to play this by ear, you guys. I don't know what's going to happen here. We experiment in the kitchen a lot. I sure don't want to waste my ingredients and time. I'm going to drop in the vanilla beans and our pectin all at one time. Stir, stir, stir. Do not ever stop stirring when you're doing this. Then I'm going to add in a half a pat more just for extra measure. Nope, I didn't measure that. This did not come down from a boil, so I'm going to time 1 minute. That's why I went ahead and told you everything at the beginning, because I knew I wouldn't be able to stop. Just keep stirring. Ooh, it smells good. just going to add in the rum and the extracts and stir those through. And you guys, if this does not make jam, you're going to have a delicious, or not you, hopefully you won't do it if I mess up. We're going to have a delicious ice cream topping syrup, something to go on biscuits or waffles. At this point, if it's foamy, you would take the foam off. Mine is not foamy. I am ready to ladle in the jars. This was for the foam, just in case. All I need to do now is pull the jars out, and we'll put this into those. Okay, you guys, if you do not have a pair of heat-resistant gloves, I highly recommend them. They make canning so much quicker and easier. All right, you know, these jars are hot. They just came out of boiling water. All right, my ladle. Camera lady stuck it over there, but she got it out for me. Okay. It's trying to gel on top, so maybe there's hope. What we're going to do is fill this to 1/4 inch head space. That is almost at the tippy top of this jar, you guys. So just be careful. When you're working with jam or jelly, you want to move as quickly as you can. Some of these I'm going to overfill just a hair, because if I take them to the fair, in order for them to be at the right head space at the end, they have to be overfilled. It's the craziest thing in the world, but it's the way it is. I cannot wait to taste this. Let me go ahead and just do these 2 jars just to show you what we're going to do, and I will finish the rest. All right, it's filled. Just run a wet rag or paper towel around the edge. I don't have lids. Oh, I mean rings. Hold on. Line up my lid. Okay. Finger tight. Oh, that's hot. Just until the jar starts turning, and that's it. We'll set it over here. Continue with the rest. We'll be back in just a minute. We are at the last of the jelly. I don't know if I have enough to completely fill a whole nother jar. Let's see. Well, you guys, it's trying to gel on the side, so we'll see. I sure hope it works. I was counting on these for Christmas presents. This one didn't get full, but you know what that means? We get to try it tonight. So you can see on the side of the funnel, it's thick, but it's not totally gelled like my jelly normally does, so I don't know. But jam doesn't have a hard set. We'll just see. Let's get these lids on these and get them in the canner. Oh dear, hope the power doesn't go out. Alrighty, last jar in the canner. Hold on. You just want to space them out so they're not necessarily clanging against each other, but you don't want them to topple over either. Okay, there we go. Now, what we're going to do is just drop this slowly into our water. It's almost out of boil. Oh no! This is one wacky video, guys. Let go of my hand. Okay, our handles are knocking the jars over. Thank you, Lord, for heat-resistant gloves so I can solve this problem. We are going to get these jars canned one way or another. I'm going to add just a little bit of water so that we have 1 inch covering these jars. All right. Ooh, that's hot. I'm going to put the lid on.
It's wrong lid.
Yeah, we're going to put the lid on. Oh, mercy, guys. Things that happen in this house. Okay, when this comes up to a boil, we'll let it boil for 10 minutes and pull it off the heat. Okey-doke. We are going to slide this off, ooh, gracious, off of that hot eye. And I'm going to remove the lid, but we're going to leave these jars in here. If you will do that, your jam won't seep out of the jars. This gives them a time to cool down and stop all that bubbling so that it doesn't bubble over. So, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, get the beater gloves back on. Now, this has been sitting. The water is really still, so I can get my fingers in the right holes. Let's pull these out. Oh, goodness. Yay. Just going to sit them off to the side in a draft-free area and leave them for 24 hours. Should have counted how many jars I have, so I know where to space them. One and two. Almost there. One. Two. And 3. Ta-da! We have 9, almost 10 jars of jam done today. This was really fun. It was interesting. Everything that could go wrong, just about it went wrong, but it's just part of life, guys. It just makes it more interesting. So we'll just leave these here to cool. I am going to do another batch of these, but in that batch, I'm going to use a pineapple rum. I don't know how that's going to turn out. That's what I like to do. I just like to experiment. Anyway, until something's rattling over here, I'm sorry. I thank you for joining me. I hope you come back to stay with us for a little while and experiment with us again. So until we see you again, may you be blessed.